A large financial institution needs to ensure that only authorized employees can access its sensitive financial data stored in a cloud environment. They are considering implementing.
All right, we have more C's. Actually, there's a B. I give a thumbs up. You ready to move to the next one?
In a financial institution, the IT manager must choose the best approach to secure customer data while ensuring compliance with PCI.
We have more A's. Go with this one. All right.
A mid-sized healthcare organization must comply with HIPAA regulations while managing a tight budget. The CISO proposes
I got all D's. Actually, 2 C's. Go, Victor.
I kind of feel that C will be included in D if you read it, integrating security into the project lifecycle. So coding practices should be taken in consideration there too.
That's what you're saying there.
Yeah, I think you're right. It tripped me up. I thought C at first, and then you're right. D encompasses that.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. I get a thumbs up. You want to move to the next one? All right.
As the newly appointed Chief Information Security Officer CISO of a mid-sized financial institution, you.
All right, we have 2 B's and red C's. All right, thumbs.
As the CISO of a mid-sized healthcare organization, what is the primary factor you should consider when establishing?
All right, we got more A's. Then we have 3 A's, 4 A's. Okay, okay, we're gonna go A. Oh, good job. You can raise your hand when you want to dive deeper. Just thumbs up. Right?
A software development company is implementing a new web application for a financial institution that processes sensitive customer information.
All right, you got more A's. You got 1, 2 more A's there. We can go A to B's. Anybody want to say why they chose B? For those who chose B.
From the last, there was another question, and I think it aligns better with the HIPAA regulation. They require like regular security training for staff.
Okay.
I think also budget constraints jumped out at me on that one.
Yeah.
In a mid-sized financial organization, which is most likely to enhance secure coding practices among developers.
Already got, okay, majority of one selected A, so we'll go with that. Victor?
What do they mean by dynamic?
Anyone can chime in what they mean by dynamic? Yeah, that's my first time hearing that one.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing role-based access control, but not type. Go ahead, Claudia.
I was thinking that it meant like if you were a doctor, or a nurse or whatever, you couldn't just get access to a patient's records, but if they were in the emergency room, you needed to get to it, that, dynamically, depending on the situation, you could get access to that patient's information. So it could dynamically change depending on the situation that the patient was in. You were seeing that patient, but you couldn't just willy-nilly go look up someone's information just because you were, a doctor in the hospital. It has to be situational. And that's what I thought the dynamic.
Thank you.
All right, you can go with that. Yeah, online it does says dynamic is another way of saying role-based.
I could be wrong. Who knows?
Attribute-based. Attribute-based. Anyone have any comments about that one?
I still think A should be the answer, but
Yeah.
it's difficult, yeah.
Does anyone work in healthcare where they probably can say, like, why would an attribute-based be used?
Yeah, we have a healthcare client, but I assumed role-based access control because that is normally all I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually just interested, so I'm gonna see if I can find a more definitive answer. But yeah, that is, I'm sure it's justified for some reason.
Yeah.
But my gut wouldn't go there.
Okay, good. I'll go to the next one.
ABC Corp is implementing a new wireless network for their employees to connect their devices.
All right, everyone selected A on this one. I'll give it 1 minute. Okay, that's all right. I think that one's pretty easy right there. Okay, go to the next one.
As a manager in a mid-sized financial technology firm, you face a decision to prioritize development speed or security enhancements for.
All right, I think everyone selected A on this one. All right, go to the next one.
In a mid-sized financial organization facing regulatory scrutiny, which is most likely to ensure effective.
All right, so everyone select A on this one. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one.
What would most likely happen if a financial institution neglects regular updates to its firewall policies?
Reg, I think you might have hit a pocket of some extremely similar ones.
Yeah, I don't. When we go, I only have a few more. You can show me how to go back and get more variety.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
No, it's not your fault at all. It's interesting, actually. I'm trying to, the database has to get up to 3,000 questions, so there's enough for the mock exams. So making a lot of questions that are kind of similar but from different angles. So that's why I'm showing up now, because it's making more.
In a healthcare organization, which strategy best balances regulatory compliance and operational efficiency in user access management?
We have 3 Ds, 2 Bs, and a C. So we're going to go with Ds. Good job there. Then we'll go to the next one.
What would most likely happen if a company fails to implement regular access reviews?
We have more A's. We got more A's than 3 C's, so we're going to go with A. Remember, you can raise your hand if you have any questions or give any insight. Right, this one.
What would most likely happen if a secure software development process is neglected in a fintech startup?
Okay, we have more A's with this one. All right, let's go to the next one.
In a mid-sized fintech company facing a tight budget, which approach is best for ensuring secure software deployment?
Okay, we have more C's, 1 D, B, so we're going to go with C. Oh, made over 70, so that's a good. All right, events, since we got, okay. If you can show me directly.
If you just, hit new quiz, and then 10 random hard, I think, is probably going to get us. It's because I changed some tagging. Okay.
Do you need to select the number of questions there, 10?
You can try that, but it's because I changed the difficulties, or where the difficulties are stored in the database, because I'm trying to evaluate them and make them better. So I apologize for that. I'll fix it. But yeah, just hit that and oh crap, I'm sorry. If they're going to give you ones that are that simple, you can either use the question bank, or I can find some other bank of questions we can use. If you filter by hard and bookmark, no, it's not going to work either. I'm sorry. Either choose a random amount and number, and I realize they might be really similar, or we can use a different question bank for tonight.
Okay, so
you could go back to quiz and start another one, but I think that hit discard and then just pick a number of questions, 10, 25, maybe 25, you'll get a wider breadth, or even 100, or no, max is 83.
So we do 50.
50, let's do a 50. Okay.
In a security assessment of a company's network, the team identifies the need to evaluate the effectiveness of the implemented security.
Reg, if you want, you can open up the mock exam, and we should get some more in-depth questions like we had been using.
Okay.
We've only got 20 minutes though, so it's up to you guys. Oh yeah, you gotta log in again. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I got log back in.
Yeah, you know what? I can present. And,
okay.
I'll finish it up. I guess it's a good opportunity to take a look at this as well. So I don't have the polling features, but if you guys just drop your answers in the chat, I'll keep track of them, and then we can look at the answer.
An enterprise is expanding its operations and needs to ensure secure and efficient data communication across its multiple locations worldwide. The security architect is tasked with designing a secure architecture to protect data in transit while maintaining high performance and scalability. The organization uses...
All right, what's the B's? I'm going B. Correct answer is A. All right, got a hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, so A looks more like it. I think they did put a lot of stories in there, but the main target was to activate online. And few scenarios I've actually seen where we had to activate something online. You just create firewall rule. After the activation, that's the end of it, kind of. So the encryption part doesn't seem to be just for activation. It seems to be an overkill, in my opinion.
Distractor. Appreciate that. Thank you.
As the new IT security manager at a mid-sized financial services company, you've noticed that changes to critical systems are often implemented without proper testing or documentation. What should be the first step in establishing an effective change management process?
A small financial firm needs to securely store client data while ensuring regulatory compliance. The CFO prioritizes budget savings, while the CISO stresses data protection. What is the best?
All right, I'm going to go for B. Nice. Good to go.
In a mid-sized financial services company, which is most likely to happen if security is not integrated into the software development lifecycle.
What do you guys think about this one? I feel like once I got through the word salad, well, let me shut up for a second. Go ahead.
I feel like it can be C2, but I don't know. I'm not sure about decentralized key management. I don't know where that comes into play. I mean, if the data is encrypted with a encryption key, maybe that's what they're talking about.
So all I really broke it down to is compliance with international data regulations and what they're trying to do. Let's see. I'm sorry. We got mostly A.
I should have gone for C.
Go ahead. And could you help me pronounce your name, please? And go ahead.
Editumbi.
Editumbi, thank you.
Okay, so C, I didn't see C coming because of what the earlier person mentioned. Centralized key management, like, why throw that in there? Just leave it, it was perfect. But I didn't think A also because from the question, if you scroll to the top, the problem they had was gaps in data encryption practices, which kind of indicates they were already encrypting something. So I wouldn't have gone for the A, so there was already a gap with encryption. And when you are dealing with data in transit and at rest, encryption, you have to be kind of mindful, especially for full disk encryption. So I wouldn't have gone for A anyway, given that. But C, they got us there.
Yeah, thank you for that. I have to understand this answer a little bit more.
Yeah, I have a question. As far as the last question that we had, the file level encryption. So you would use that when you're doing transmission. Would that be internally or externally, would you say? Because it says that international governs governs based on practices ensuring compliance with international data protections. So I would think that it's not just in-house. If the data is transferred to another site, would it still need to be encrypted, or would they have to have an encryption key to unencrypt that data?
Well, they said they implemented centralized key management and they're using the file level encryption so that nothing is ever missed, which makes sense to me versus full disk encryption. And then just conceptually, I can't say I understand all the technical parts of this.
Okay, so I got you. I see. So if the other sites have the key, they should be fine.
Right. I would assume within the same infrastructure.
That would make more sense. Okay, that's good to go.
Cool.
A small financial firm needs to securely store client data while ensuring regulatory compliance. The CFO prioritizes budget savings, while the CISO stresses data protection. What is the best approach to balance these goals?
Okay, it's the appropriate protocol for the job.
A multinational corporation has implemented a next-generation firewall and GFW at its main data center.
Yeah.
In a mid-sized financial organization facing budget constraints, which action would most likely enhance incident response without significant costs?
A corporation has implemented a next-generation firewall and GFW at its main data center to enforce security policies across its network. The NGFW is configured to inspect all inbound and outbound traffic and apply security rules.
Yeah, AD, I hear you on that. I lean D because forensic analysis is mentioned versus, I was going to say versus incident response, but to preserve evidence, I would again say D. Oh, shoot. Did I jump the gun on that, guys? Did we all start saying D? Go ahead. Atatume or Victor, you both got your hands up.
I'm not so sure about shutting off the server. I mean, one, I think you want to keep it up for the volatile memory so you can see what's on the RAM. But I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Reg.
I think one thing they said was the team suspect possible data breach. And that's the thing that got me. So you don't know for sure, why would you cut it off?
To me, because I don't think that adheres to best practices for digital forensics. Wouldn't you take the most volatile memory first?
Or if it is a VM, at least a snapshot of it. I thought A was, by the power off, I thought that they were just trying to throw us off with it. So that's why I thought it was the wrong answer.
A mid-sized financial firm is implementing a new access control policy to enhance security and meet compliance requirements. The IT security team is considering different access control models to protect sensitive customer data accessed by both on-premises and remote employees. They need to ensure that access to customer data is strictly controlled based on the principle of least privilege, while also allowing flexibility for role changes and departmental updates. Which access control model should the firm implement to best meet?
So I would agree. Yep. Seems like a straightforward one. And on that previous question, so we are correct. Good learning opportunity. That question will get corrected, but we were right on that one. So just, further commit that to memory for everybody.
A healthcare organization is evaluating its methods of securing patient data across multiple sites. The Chief Information Officer CIO must choose the most effective approach that balances data accessibility for authorized personnel with the need to safeguard sensitive information. Which approach should the CIO prioritize?
We'll go with D on that. It's good.
XYZ Corporation has developed a new web application that handles sensitive customer information. They plan to deploy this application in a cloud environment. In a multinational corporation, the security team is tasked with enhancing network security for remote employees accessing critical resources. The team wants to implement network access control (NAC) to enforce security policies before granting access. Which NAC deployment model would be most suitable for this scenario, considering the complexity of multinational network environments and the need for robust security measures?
Yeah, multinational, remote employees. All right, everybody, we're at 8 p.m. Yeah, thank you all. Reg, thanks for hopping in there in the beginning and keep working on stuff in the background. Whoever is using the app, it looks like the mock exam is definitely a better experience right now than the practice questions. So go ahead and use that. All right, guys, have a great night.